Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Speak on Our Podcast, and I'm your host, Gary. So again, MCGQ, back with another conversation, back with another hot topic, and back for some more information and dialogue conversations to help you, the viewer, you, the person, to be motivated and inspire other people to speak up, including yourself. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you for tuning back in. And if you're a new viewer, I'm happy you came. Happy you joined. Hopefully you come back for more. So if you're a returning viewer, make sure you stay with me. Let's ride. Alright. So for today's episode, a topic that I spoke on many times, and a person many times. You're watching the Speak on Our Podcast right now. So let me ask you this. What are you doing if you ever hit the subscribe button right now? What are you doing if you ever hit the share or like button right now? And what are you doing if you haven't commented something right now or shared your opinion or spoke up on something? So do me a favor. Before you continue, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and most importantly, speak up. If you aren't living on a rock, you pretty much know what's happened over these past couple of days with our current president, of our current leader of the free world, and what has transpired over these last couple of days. And if you haven't, or if you have, then I'm here to talk on and speak on it. For today's topic, for today's subject is our president, Donald Trump, decided to call a former president, a former First Lady, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, monkeys, apes. And that's what happened. I'm here to talk about it, here to spread my opinion about it, and here to have my 2 cents about it, just like everybody else is doing. So, to hop right into it, to be frank, to be blunt, am I surprised? No. Should you? No. We all know how this president feels. We all know how this president acts, and we all know this president's habits. For his age, for his party, for his beliefs and values, we all know who he is. But to be so blatant about it to a former president, the first black man to be the president of the United States, to be so disrespectful towards a person of that honor and a person of that respect of the world is just uncalled for, necessary, and what do you expect from him, Donald Trump, calling a former vice president, a former president of the United States, a former first lady of the United States, monkeys? Monkeys. And let this sink in. If he's calling Barack Obama, if Donald Trump is calling Barack Obama and Michelle Obama monkeys, who are 2 of the most respected human beings in the world ever, a former president of the United States, a former first lady, if Donald Trump is calling them monkeys, 2 black people, high regard black people, how do you think Donald Trump feels towards the average black man, the average black woman, the next black man, the next black woman? Ask yourselves that. If Donald Trump thinks that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are monkeys, what do you think he feels about, how do you think he feels towards the next black man, the next black woman? Let that sink in. And I'm gonna set some disclaimers. Yes, his White House, his administration came out and said that it was a staffer that released that post. That it was he had nothing to do with that. His press secretary came out with that Donald Trump had nothing to do with it. He ordered to take it down once he saw it. That's a disclaimer that the White House put out. But do you think the average consumer, the average person, the average man, the average woman believes that it had nothing to do with it? From his transpired things that he's done in the past, Do you think we believe he has nothing to do with that, or seen the post beforehand? And mind you, the post has been up for 12 hours, up to 12 hours, and of course I'll have that particular screenshot or thing on the screen for you guys to see. But tell me how does that make sense? If that makes sense. Right, I've talked about this man plenty of times on my podcast, plenty of times. But this right here, am I surprised? No, but at the same time I am, because to be so public about it in office, we all know Donald Trump is a very he doesn't care what he says. He has no regard to anything. But to be so blatant about it, I don't understand. This is who we have in office for the next 2.5 years. And mind you, we only have one black man that's a Republican in office. His name is Tim Scott. He came out and condemned what Donald Trump did. But I can say, from my opinion, Tim Scott feels so dumb, so stupid in a respectful manner, but I knew he has to be. Because as the only black Republican in the Senate, Tim Scott, do you think Tim Scott feels some type of way? No, he does. Not just as a black man, but towards him as his family. I'm like, if he feels, Tim Scott probably believes that if he feels that Barack Obama, the first black man president, is a monkey, Tim Scott's probably thinking, what does Donald Trump think about me? That's what Tim Scott is thinking. It should be thinking. As he's thinking as a senator, how does the president feel about me as a black man, the only black man, and the only black man as a Republican in the Senate? I know Tim Scott is truly thinking that. I'm giving you guys my raw emotions. I have nothing planned, have nothing to script it out. I'm giving you guys my raw emotions. I'm not surprised, no. But I'm telling you that all these black Republicans in the world right now, in the Senate or in the House, who are just political strategists, I feel sorry for you guys. This is the guys in your party. This is the guy that you voted for. This is the guy that you told others to vote for. This is the guy that you told your counterparts, your other black counterparts, to vote for, or tried to vote for. So if you're a black Republican out there right now, and that's the person you voted for to be president, hopefully you're proud. Hopefully you're proud, because that shows who you support. That shows what you actually support. So, I got one thing to say. At least one thing I wanted to share with you guys. This Trump voter came out after he saw it, said this, and I quote, this is on the screen as well. A Trump voter said, "I voted for Trump, but I really want to apologize. I'm looking at this awful picture he just posted of the Obamas as monkeys. What an embarrassment to our country." This is a Trump supporter on C-SPAN. I will say this again. A Trump supporter said, "I voted for Trump, but I really want to apologize. I'm looking at this awful picture as he's posted of Obamas as monkeys. What an embarrassment to our country." A Trump supporter said that. A Trump supporter. And like I've been saying for the past year and a half, year and some change, a lot of people try to tell you so, but you guys don't listen. This is not about Republicans and Democrats, independents, black, white, yellow, orange, blue, green. It's not about colors, it's not about politics, it's not political, it's not about anything. It's about respect, common courtesy, decency, kindness, is doing the right integrity, doing the right thing. That's what if you're in political office, the president, the vice president, the Senate, House, whatsoever, governor. If you don't have those simple things as a human being, if you're a Republican or Democrat independent, what are you doing? Somehow, if you don't have those things, you still could get to the highest office in the world. How? So my only thing I want to say is, for the people who are continuing to support his nonsense, support who he is as a person, happy for you. Because that shows who you really are. I hope you're proud of who you are, of what you support, how you go about it. Or I will hope that you feel some regret. We can't do anything about it now. He's in office. Yes, you could go vote for the midterms, get new people in the Senate, new people in the House, but that only does some change. That doesn't really affect him and how he goes about it. He's not going to change. We all know that. But I want you guys to know, people who did vote for him, who does continue to support him and what he does day in and day out, his methods, his ways of doing things. I want you to be proud of him, but also proud of yourself. This is what you wanted, right? Disrespect towards a lot of people, black people, minorities. And for the people who continue to disregard it, my only question to you guys is, and I guess you could call this fake outrage whatsoever, that anybody with a podcast, anybody with a voice wants to talk about this particular subject. My only question to you is, to you guys who's out there listening, are you black? Are you a minority? That's my question to you guys. Are you black? Are you colored? Or are you a minority? Because if you are, you understand why there is outrage. And this shouldn't. I'm gonna read it. This shouldn't be a color thing. This shouldn't be a color thing. But for the people who's on that's Caucasian and who Caucasian continue to support the man who said this, and you're talking about fake outrage or saying that there shouldn't be no outrage at all, it's a meme whatsoever, or you shouldn't feel the type of way. That's my question to you guys. Are you black? Are you a minority? Has your race or have you as a person been disrespected before or mocked before? If you haven't, how do you know how it feels? How do you know how it feels? So saying this fake outrage or we shouldn't be feeling no type of way at all. Why? Ask yourselves from a different perspective. Are you a minority or are you black? Have you been disrespected before? Have you been called a monkey before? Have you been called an ape? Have you been called an ape before? Ask yourself that. So saying that there's all this animosity, all this backlash that Donald Trump is receiving is fake outrage, or just something that goes on with the territory. He does this all the time. This is constant. This is nothing new for him. But saying that this is fake outrage, that shouldn't be said, because what black people had to deal with, and not with our ancestors in the 50s and 60s and 70s, our grandparents, our parents really, what they went through, being called such and such names back then, and had no choice but to deal with it. It shouldn't be happening now from a person that's being called the President of the United States. That shouldn't be happening. So the average black man out there now in the 20s and 30s, 50s, or the average black woman, whatsoever, both sides, shouldn't be called a monkey, especially with Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. And if anybody shouldn't be called a monkey, or shouldn't be called a monkey, it's them. It shouldn't be. Let alone the average black man. So again, I'll reiterate, if he's calling Barack Obama and Michelle Obama monkeys, How do you think Donald Trump feels towards the next black man? Or towards the average black man? Tell me that. Tell me that. Like I said, I've talked about Donald Trump plenty of times on my podcast. More than I really wanted to, really. But I guess that's what he does. That's what he does best. He loves being in the spotlight, good or bad. And if I tell you the truth, he loves being in the spotlight for the part of most bad things because he gets more eyes on him. He gets more quote unquote views or clicks or bait. And that's what he wants, more attention. So that's what he wants, that's what he gets. Not just from small people like me, but people, big pundits or big people in the media and all networks whatsoever. So it shouldn't be just, ABC, CBS, CNN, all these networks, NBC, MSNBC, CNBC talking about this. Should be all left and right wing, I guess you said, networks should be talking about that, or neutral networks should be talking what he did, because it's wrong. All of them should. Anybody with common decency and respect and kindness in their heart should know that's uncalled for. Anybody that's not living on the rock, no, they've seen the picture, seen the tweet whatsoever on his platform. Anybody have seen it? As a black man, many black men are used to being at some point time disrespected in their lifetime. So to the average black man, this is nothing new. Black men who are older than me, or black men different in the older generation than me, they're pretty much used to it, not surprised. Someone who has the age I am, sure, not surprised. But it's just sad that this man was voted by our counterparts in the world, our peers in the United States. And it's just sad that they couldn't see behind the, I guess you could say, wall or door who this person really is and how this person is representing us as a power, as a world power. It's sad. Nothing we can really do, but it's sad that we as smart human beings in this world couldn't see behind the door who this person really is and who he really was, and how he feels towards not just black people, but many people who just aren't right, or many people who just feel like they are a minority, or many people who don't support him. I'm not gonna say there's many black people out there who does support Donald Trump, which is just crazy to me, but I hate to say there's many black people out there that do support Donald Trump. That's their prerogative. At the same time, they gotta look themselves in the mirror and say, look, I voted for this man, and look, this is what he did. That's what those black people have to do. I'm glad I'm not one of them. But for those black people who voted for Donald Trump and saw what he did a few days ago with that tweet, I hope they feel, respectfully, but frankly, hope they feel dumb. Hope they feel stupid. And I hope they feel betrayed. That's their fault for believing in nonsense. That's their fault. Like I said, I'm giving you my raw emotions, raw feelings about it. Like I said, nothing much really to say is that what do you expect? This is Donald Trump that we're talking about. What can you expect? I mean, he keeps on surprising you, but at the same time, you're not really surprised because this is what he does all the time. He's been doing this since he came in office, or he came in the public eye. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. So, for people who do want to say their opinions about it, or want to voice their opinion, good or bad, go ahead. If many people in this world can do it, you can too. Like I said, I'll be frank with you guys, I hate making episodes about this man because it's like he never truly surprises you. Like, he just does nonsense stuff. And it's crazy that he is the president of the United States. What can you do? But it's like, man, really? It's just like, when we turn TV on and when we watch something on, I guess you say, social media or online nowadays that's involving our president, and you see nonsense like that, it's like, man, like, as a country, this is what we gotta have. And there's so many better options entirely. Not just Kamala Harris, but there's so many other options you could have had opposed to this man. So I wish I could have given more to you guys, my more opinions about it. But at the same time, it's like, how much energy you want to continue to give to this man every single opportunity he wants? How much more energy do you want to? I mean, as I close, for people who feel like this is just fake outrage, again, ask yourself again, have you been disrespected before? Have you walked in a black woman's shoes, or a black man's shoes, or a woman's shoes entirely, or a minority shoes entirely? If you haven't, you shouldn't feel some type of way. You shouldn't say a word. And if you have, and you support this nonsense, that's for you to confront with yourself in the mirror. So, what can you say? But while we're close with this, Barack Obama's and Michelle's response to this hate and disrespect is nothing but class. It shows you who they really are. It shows you what type of family they are. It shows you what type of man Barack Obama is, and what type of woman Michelle Obama is. As she famously said, when they go low, they go high. That's what they're doing. They don't stoop to people's lows, especially that man's low. They rather lead by example, do things the right way. No matter how much, like I said, they're black. They before they were the president, before they were the first lady in the first family, they were regular human beings. They were a black man and a black woman with a family, and they know how it was. So, like I said, they're the perfect example how to go about it. You know, what can you say? They show their response by not playing into it, not getting tricked into giving a response that was gonna cause more debate or more debacle. They went high, you went low. What can you do? So that's for today's episode. I know it wasn't another unique one, but I really want to give you my raw emotions on this particular subject, and hopefully you guys took something from it, or at least was motivated from to speak your mind, speak your own truth and with your emotions. So again, if you want to give me your opinion about it, leave a comment. Just send me a message, and don't forget to always speak up, even when it's hard. So, if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back, tuning in for today's episode. Might have been the best one. If you're a new viewer, thank you for joining. Hope you come back soon for the next episode. And if you're a returning viewer, make sure you stay with me. Stay mellow, stay on the narrow path, stay focused on what's important, and as my man Ken Newton says, one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love, boom.